Greetings, friends. Do you ever watch a TV show and think, gee, I wonder what these characters would be like if they were a D&D party? No? Just me? Well, brew you guys, because I do that all the time. And today, I'm gonna do it with art, energy, and a whole bunch of zazz.
Oh, please stop saying zazz. Zazz. Please stop.
Today's subject for Dungeon and Dragonification is the cast of one of my favorite cartoons,
Bluey!
Let's go in the order of the opening credits. First we have... whose real name is, Drip. Wait, what is it?
What's your not mum name?
Chili.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Chili. Chili works security at a local airport, which, fun fact, blue healers are often trained as drug sniffers or police dogs in real life. She grew up playing in the scrub. She plays recreational field hockey, she is adventurous, outdoorsy, and has a very wry sense of humor. Therefore, I decided that Chili's character class is Ranger. I take most of the inspiration from this episode, where she has to track down her dad and the kids through the scrub that she grew up in. Look at that face! Look at that pose! Tell me she's not a ranger. Unlike your typical Strider-style ranger, Chili isn't all dark and laconic and brooding. She's funny, witty, and full of life. She is large and in charge. She knows who she is, what she's about, and what she is capable of. And when push comes to shove, she will do whatever it takes to be there for her family. When I started drawing these, I decided I'm going to try and keep with the simple style as much as possible and try to have as few costume bits and props as I can get away with so that I could still communicate the character and the character class, but without mucking it up, make it look like it could still belong in the show. That's my challenge. And it turned out to be very difficult because when you're hand drawing, characters made of very simple shapes are not simple drawings, they are deceptively simple. If your shape is wrong, then everyone can see it from a mile off. When you're using few shapes and few lines, the few shapes and few lines that you have better count. I decided not to get too fancy with the props or the costume. Ranger, so alright, nice hooded cloak, and let's lean into the archery bits. You know, when I think Ranger, I definitely think archer more so than sword fighter. I think of somebody who is wildcrafting and hunting their own food and that sort of thing. But of course, gotta throw a dagger in there too. In my mind, Rangers are kind of a peacekeeper or law enforcement for deep in the woods and wilderness of any given fantasy setting, and given that Chili is a security guard, I thought this would be a pretty strong fit. Next up, we have...
Dad!
Whose name is Bandit. I looked this up. Bandit's actual full name is Bandit Custard Healer, PhD. What is his PhD in, you ask? Well, friends, Bandit is a paleontologist. Or was it archaeologist? Either way, the dude digs up bones for a living. He is a dog who digs up bones and takes them home with him. He is a bone bandit. Now, I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. Bandit is a bard. Done. Simple. It's a lock. There is no contest. And here are a couple of reasons why. Number one, the dude is full of drama kid energy. He revels in creating chaos. And on top of this, the actual voice actor is a guy named David McCormick, and he is the lead singer of the Australian band Custard. Bandit Custard Healer. I just now made that connection. Bandit is not just any bard. He's not just the clumsy comic relief with pretensions at being smooth or suave. Bandit is a heroic bard, a true heroic bard. He's the guy who capers about, providing many hijinks for the party, but when it comes time to get down to business, particularly for his loved ones, Bandit doesn't mess around.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this for my kid.
Big fingers, and then I start to break into a billion pieces. Oh, I shatter into constellations like I've never been more here.
The art for Bandit, puffy bard hat, give him a big old feather in there, you know, get that feather at least as long as his head. I try to keep the simple shapes again, but I put more line of action into the character, put some more life in there, because it's a static image. You can only have so much life in a static image that maintains the rigid shapes that the actual character models have. So as an artist, you can't help but put a little bit of yourself into almost any given thing that you're working on. As for an instrument, I needed something that was guitar-like, but not quite. And of course, he's got those shoes with the curly pointed toes. Of course they do. Because A, Bandit, if he's gonna be a bard, he's gonna be styling. And B, I mean, come on, man. If you had this assignment, could you stop yourself from drawing the pointy shoes? The body of his instrument is definitely lute-shaped because, I mean, lute. Why reinvent the wheel with this one? What am I gonna do? Give this guy a tabor and a flute? No, that's not happening. Our man Bandit here has definitely got to use that voice, and wind instruments do not at all suit him, despite him being so very long-winded at times. All right, moving on. Next up, we have... Bingo, the younger sister. She is sweet, thoughtful, and she loves to laugh. She is also a little bit more gentle and a little less bombastic than her big sister Bluey. It took me a minute to nail down her character class, but after some thought, I decided Druid. Now hear me out. My conception of druids are essentially sweet, nature-loving hippie wizards. I am fully aware that druids can also be crusty and crotchety wilderness hermits that will take the form of a rock and rock your world. Puns! I'm funny! But my personal perception of the typical druid would be something along the lines of a Fluttershy. Sweet, thoughtful, demure, but underneath all that sweetness, there is still some wrath.
Going to love it!
For Bingo, I got the idea mostly from the episode Feather Wand. Bingo uses a feather as a wand to magically make things heavy and cause some chaos. She is sweet and thoughtful, but she is not without her mischief. As an aside, in the Feather Wand episode, there is some controversy. Is she actually magical in that episode for real life? Or is everyone around Bingo just playing along? I mean, their next door neighbor gets in on this. If Bingo isn't actually magical in the episode, and the adults are just playing along, then that neighbor is just walking around minding his own business, and he's just a sweetheart of a nice guy, so he jumps in with both feet and completely commits to the gag. How sweet is that? Anyhow, Bingo's magical weapon of choice is definitely the Feather Wand. I mean, I took the inspiration from the episode. I'd be a fool if I didn't use it. I did some searching for other crunchy hippie versions of Druid on the internet, and I saw somebody who costumed branches coming out similar to antlers, and I thought it was actually pretty cute. It would add more to the Bingo silhouette, so that we have more than just another pointy-eared dog with a prop. And I think it worked. Also, I think the leafy skirt was just cute. I think she just looks cute in that. Last but not least, we have the eponymous... Bluey is full of energy and full of imagination. She can be sweet at times, but at others, she can be a bit of a wrecking ball. Not quite as big a wrecking ball as others. Also, Bluey can be a bit insensitive to the needs of others.
What do you think? Do you want it? Yeah, should we get it? Okay.
No.
All in all, however, she's a good egg. She means well. She's just young and reckless.
I'm sorry, Bingo. Can you think of a way that we can make it up to you?
She's always willing to learn, and she takes guidance well. And she also stands up for her friends, though not necessarily in the confrontational way that you would expect.
This meanie isn't doing what I tell him to. Oh, don't be so silly. Come on, you're just in time. We need a muscle man to help save our lion tamer. You meanie lion. You're not a meanie. You're a good little lion. It's you who's the meanie. Me? Yes, you. It was just pretend. Ladies and gentlemen, Hercules the Muscle Man.
For those reasons and some more, I would say that Bluey is a fighter. I would say that Bluey is a paladin, but she's just a pup after all, so strictly speaking, I peg her as a paladin in training. So for now, a fairly vanilla fighter who shows a lot of promise and has great things on the horizon. I've noticed a lot of people kind of hating on basic fighters and paladins, especially, as being too vanilla, too predictable, too lawful good. And I gotta say, I don't see it, because for me, it's not cliche if it's classic. The stalwart knight fighting for good and practicing the arts of virtue for their own reward. That's classic. That can be very inspirational, and it can be a lot of fun to play and very compelling on an emotional level as well as an intellectual level. Being on the side of law and justice is not as pat and simple as it sounds, because so often law and justice are not aligned. So, in order to be a paladin, a pillar of your community, how do you navigate the divide between those things? So for me, that's what makes a paladin, or the lawful good paladin, an intrinsically interesting character. I went with the basic sword and shield configuration because A, it screams paladin, and B, it also is symbolic of a lawful good nature. The shield represents law, which is theoretically supposed to be designed to protect people from tyranny. The problem with law is that when it works well, it protects the guilty and the innocent alike. The sword represents justice, cutting through the jargon, cutting through the nonsense, and getting straight into the heart of the matter of what is truth and what is just and what is right. So, sword and shield. So there you go, Bluey. Shine on, you magnificent knight for good, fun, and imagination. Shine on. So that's what I came up with for these characters. Now, another thing that makes this show amazing is that it is so full of great characters, and I would love to reimagine them all. Winton, Muffin, Mackenzie. I mean, I haven't even mentioned the grannies. And look at this grouchy old pug. I love this character design so much. And if you've never seen Bluey, please stop what you are doing and watch the episode Granny Mobile. It's only 10 minutes of your life, and you need no context to enjoy it. Also, that episode will not make you cry. If you want to see me reimagine the grannies and this grouchy old pug as D&D characters, please put the word grannies in the comments below, and I'll know that you would dig that too. Now, if anyone out there wants the original art to this episode, it'll be available on my website at coffeeandrage.biz, because my caffeinated rage means business. Now, if you're interested in seeing me reimagine an actual human as a D&D character, then I recommend clicking on this episode right here, where I transform one of my boyhood celebrity crushes. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and may your dice roll high and never be cursed.